Hey everybody, I had a really good friend on today. I already told him I'd cry. It's Friday. Sorry.
Hi, Jenny.
So anyway, so Hyland is a really good friend of mine.
Really good friend.
So you can tell them what you have.
Yes. So, well, it's Jenny. It's always good to see you. And
Yeah.
thank you for inviting me to be
You're
on
welcome.
the podcast.
Yeah, it just takes me a couple minutes to get over it.
It's okay. It's Friday.
It is Friday, right?
It's Friday.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. But how long have we known each other now? Since I think since
It's been since, oh geez, I don't even know because it's when I got back to LA. So it was 2002. Yeah, 2002. Wasn't it?
Yeah, or maybe like 2005.
Yeah.
Early 2000s for sure. Yeah.
He knows I get over it. But we've known each other this long, and there's a reason we've known each other this long, because I was introduced to him when he moved back to California from which part of Missouri? St. Joseph, Missouri.
Yeah.
Because he has Lyme disease, but he didn't get it in Missouri. I thought he did, and that's why he moved back to California, but he actually got it in California, he believes, in Northern California. So that's why we met. Yeah, that's why we met.
Yes.
Anyway, people are logging in today, actually, Hyland, to meet you because I said you were going to sing a little song today. I know, and the thing with the song today is that Hyland's back at work. So a lot of us have been talking about people being back at work or getting back into work. And he's in California. He's right outside LA, and they're actually getting back to work, and believe it or not, in California, because we don't hear that across the country. We're hearing that's doom and gloom out there, right? So I'm happy to see you. I love your outfit.
Thank you.
Exactly. And the reason I said he's in the office is because he's actually hopefully going to sing a song for us today, because now I can introduce you.
Okay. All right, cool. All right.
Yeah. So Hyland is a guitarist. He's a songwriter. He's a singer. He's a composer. And originally when he moved to LA, that's what he was doing. And then he left, and then he came back. So now he's actually helping popular rock bands, other artists, and now he has his own promising career. So Hyland now is starting to he was developing his Lyme symptoms in 2002. He actually found his Lyme doctor in Missouri. Then he came back. To California and found some Lyme doctors out there, and we actually were seeing some of the same ones. But he was misdiagnosed for 2 years with RA. And a lot of patients with Lyme disease are diagnosed with RA or lupus or whatever. Lyme patients are just fibromyalgia, MS, you name it, they're misdiagnosed with it. Because it's very hard to diagnose, as a lot of you have heard from me. So anyway, but we do have someone here from Cyprus.
Cool.
He really wants to hear your story too. His name is Usama. And Mark is here also. So anyway, Hyland, do you want to tell everybody the types of treatments you've had and things like that, so they'll have a better idea what's going on?
Yeah, sure. I'll kind of start at the beginning, I guess, and you can just guide me into whatever direction, because I could probably talk about this forever. But so I was firstly diagnosed with RA. Now, I actually believe I have RA, and then I got Lyme. For me, what happened is I was diagnosed with RA in 2000, but my symptoms were pretty mild. Like, I had some mild joint pain and stuff. It was actually after I had taken an international trip, and when I had gotten back, I started having those symptoms. But I was just doing alternative therapies, like I was taking, heavy fish oil, and I was taking like Chinese herbs, and I was actually doing pretty good. But about 2 years later, in 2002, I had taken a trip up to Kern River, which is Northern California. And when I had gotten back, sometime after that, I started getting really sick. And my symptoms were just crazy. It was just crazy, and it was scary because I was like losing weight, I had skin rashes, I had tarcadia.
Can you explain what those are and why that these are all symptoms of Lyme, but a lot of
just like a rapid heartbeat. Like I would lay there at night and my heart would just be going crazy. And the joint pain started to get really, really severe, like really crazy.
Right.
And so the next 2 years it was a pretty awful time in my life because, I'd go back and see my rheumatologist, and it got to a point to where they were like, we really don't know what's going on with you. This is not RA, whatever. These are not RA symptoms.
Yeah.
Because I had so many, I had the brain fog. It was just nuts. And basically what happened is I was such a mess, and I was just losing everything. I was having a hard time working. I had to quit my band. I was having a hard time functioning, and I didn't know what was happening. And I was seeing a therapist because I had so much emotional turmoil with this whole thing. And somehow in this one therapy session, my therapist said to me, she goes, have you ever been tested for Lyme? And I said, well, I have, my mom actually had taken me to like a big hospital where I had lots of tests done. And I told her I had. She goes, no, you need to get tested by like a professional, someone who really does a specific kind of test. She goes, I just have this weird feeling you have Lyme. So that's what kind of started my healing journey, because that was 2004. Now, I'd had 2 years of being sick, not knowing what's going on. I saw this doctor in California, and he did some special labs that I never had done before, and they came back positive. And so he's like, look, and he said, I think you have it, before he even did the test, So my treatment at that time started with antibiotics. And he put me on some pretty, like a heavy antibiotic course.
And people don't really know, as you drink your water, I thought maybe I'll say this, people don't really understand what a heavy antibiotic dose is. Like the doctor that we were both seeing later, you don't just take 1 or 2 different antibiotics. You take like 5 or 6.
Yeah, they want you
multiple times a day.
Add one and then this. But it's the first time in 2 years. And like when I first started the antibiotics, I kind of got worse, but then I started getting better. So I started seeing improvement. And so I was like, wow, this is the first time in 2 years that I'm starting to feel better. So it was working. And I started doing some other things too. At that time is when I started doing the bee sting therapy, because I had it really bad at my elbow, right? So I was doing that. But at some point, it was still a lot, and I moved back home to Missouri, and I went back there. Now, my doctor told me there was a great Lyme doctor back in Missouri, and that's who I started working with back there. And still, it was pretty much like an antibiotic treatment. And so it did help. And after about a year of being home and just kind of resting, the not having as much stress, not having to go to work, and all that kind of stuff, that really helped too. And I was just kind of able to focus on just resting and healing at home. So after about a year, I moved back to LA, and I was staying with a friend. And you got to understand, like, I'm still on my path to healing. I'm still not normal yet. So now we're into 2006, right?
When I met you, you're in a wheelchair.
It was, the pain was, the joint pain got really crazy.
Sorry to remind you about that.
No, it's okay. I mean, it was so bad that yeah, it was just, the pain was excruciating. It almost seems like a different lifetime for me
Yeah.
of the way that it used to be.
Yeah.
But I got back out here and I added to my regimen. I started seeing a really great Chinese herbalist doctor. And for me, I can't express how much these custom Chinese herbal formulas started to help me, because the antibiotics were just killing stuff, but nothing was like rebuilding my body. And I'd lost so much weight and everything. And so I think the herbs, they were like antibacterial, antifungal, but they were also helping to rebuild me, right? So that is what really, really, really helped. And to cut a long story just kind of short, I mean, staying on the herbs. So right now I'm not on antibiotics anymore. I haven't been on antibiotics for, I don't know, it's been maybe
since I left. You're like, since
it's been a few years that I was able to get off those, but I take the Chinese herbs every day. I take like 2 different formulas. I take a day formula, a night formula, and it's been so important. So for me, it's been pretty miraculous, because now I'm able to function like I play in a band again. I can do gigs. I'm releasing my own music. I have another job where I'm at right now. I'm really, really busy. I got married, and this all came from a place of being at home at my mother's, basically in a wheelchair, and ultimately thinking of ending my own life because it was so bad.
Yeah.
So I guess if anything from my story, I just want to say, hope is really important. You don't want to lose hope. You never know, like no matter how dark the day is, you just never know when a brighter day is around the corner.
Right.
Like you just don't know. Like you have to have hope, and you just have to be persistent, and you have to keep trying. And for me, I think affirmations are really important. I did that. I would write in my journal, I am healthy, I am healthy. I would visualize before I went to bed. I would see myself healthy. I would do all those things. It was a lot of work. And I'll still do those things today. I mean, I'm not like, I can still, like, if I'm under a lot of stress or whatever, I could still have a little bit of a flare one day if I'm not careful. I have to I have to,
Yeah. And you know what, Usama, you'll probably see down here that Usama just said there's our pearls of wisdom from you right now. You're just right there.
Awesome.
Yeah. So what's really interesting is that when last time Hyland saw me, I would come out of these flares in a heartbeat because I would do the same thing. I'd go back on Chinese medicine, acupuncture, and I'm just not finding that here. So finding the best doctors for you, not necessarily Western doctors, but whatever you think is the best for you, then please go with that, because I'm just speaking to other people, Hyland, just in general, because I think people think that a pill is always going to cure you.
Right.
And some things it will. Some things people have to take it. Sometimes they have to take something like that. But other times, there are ways that you can help heal yourself through diet. And would you like to talk to them about your diet?
Yeah. I see Carl saying, where can I listen to the music? That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Just search go on Spotify and just search my name, Hyland Church. It's Hyland Church. I have an album on there and a couple of singles, and I'm always releasing music. So thank you, Carl, for asking.
Oh, by the way, Carl's in London. Carl's in London,
awesome.
I should say. He's in England.
Oh, England's awesome. I went to England for the first time in 2017, and I loved it. It was so cool. But yeah, search me up. But diet, yeah, thanks for mentioning that, because diet is so important for me too. Like there's a lot of things I just don't eat, or it's gonna like I'm not going to feel good. So
Yeah.
so basically,
It looks good. It tastes good going down, but it doesn't taste good.
yeah,
It's
so
not good later.
here's the blueprint pretty much. No sugar. I don't do sugar at all. Like maybe I'll have some berries are really good. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, loaded with antioxidants, but I don't do sugary drinks or I don't do cake and stuff like that. So no gluten. I don't do gluten. I was started to do no gluten before the no gluten thing was like a fad.
Yeah.
I had a nutritionist tell me about that, and
Mhm.
it really, really made a huge difference. And no dairy. I don't do
Yeah.
dairy. That
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
like screw up my joints and stuff. So
Mhm.
that's yeah, music for sure. I love it.
You not even want to know what he was
Lots,
saying at the doctor's
lots,
office
lots
with
of
me
music.
today.
Lots of music for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he'll be singing what he was singing at the doctor's office with me today. I was like, can you go sit in the car? Like, it was kind of funny. So, here goes Usama again. It was pretty funny though. But I think diet is so important. I've been having dietitians actually come on to speak about different autoimmune diseases for the last couple of weeks because a lot of people don't know what they should do. Like we just had a antihistamine diet specialist come on because like my antihistamine numbers are so high, and it's not because I have allergies; it's my gut and everything else. So I mean, sometimes you stop eating avocados, which we think we need to eat avocados all the time, and some people can't have avocados all the time, or sauerkraut. I know. It's like, okay, you can say no. I can't even remember what he was singing. He was probably singing "Wheels in the Bus Go Round and Round" or something. Like seriously. Yeah, it was kind of funny. But yeah, so I mean there's so many things that you might cut out and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, I actually feel a little bit better. The sugar one's really hard, but I'm completely off of that.
Yeah, it's true.
Unless there's a Dairy Queen. Right?
I grew up with those in my hometown back in Dairy Queens. I still love those.
I know, right?
Yes.
So anyway, Hyland, is there anything else you want to tell us about your Lyme journey, or do you want to move on to the music? And is your boss going to come down and knock on the door?
No. So yeah, I'll play a song. I'm not at home in my studio today. I'm actually at work where I do some work. My boss is upstairs, but so I'm gonna play it probably kind of softly. It won't be as loud as I normally would, but I really want to do it. And basically, this I thought we're talking about triumphing over this stuff, so I kind of wanted to do a positive song. I tend to write a lot of sad songs just because I like.
Don't make me cry again. Seriously, Mark will be like, "Oh my God, don't make me."
I want to play a sad song. So this one, I'm going to play a song called "Divine." I don't know if you've heard that one, Jenny, but it's on my Spotify and stuff. Yeah. It's just it's a pretty song, and it's got like a hopeful message because I just believe hope and having faith and just persistence. Mm-hmm. Just so important, no matter whether we're dealing with Lyme or whatever we're dealing with.
Exactly. And thank you for saying that, because part of the reason I want to have you on is because I want people to understand anxiety, depression, all these things. There's a way to get out of that. And that's a whole different story, but there's ways to get out of that. And we're here to help. I'm here to help. Hyland, I mean, you can always reach out to Hyland also. But just because we've been through this, and mine keeps going up and down for various reasons, but Hyland gives me a lot of hope. He always has. So
thank you.
I just wish I was still in California so I could see him all the time.
I know.
But you didn't introduce me to raw foods, and I was like, are you serious? But that was in like 2006, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was like around 2006.
Because that was a new thing. That was like, oh, there's this raw food store over in the valley, and we went over there, and I was like, I don't think I want to pay $15 for this. I was like, just raw.
I don't like raw anymore, really. I kind of like food. Nah, I like it cooked.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I got off topic. I do that sometimes. It's a Lyme brain.
Should I grab my guitar?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
Thank you.
it's right over here. All right. I'll try to fit into the screen. I think this is going to be fine. It's kind of a weird chair. Oops. Getting a good position here.
Oh, you know what? So Sama has to leave.
Oh, bye.
Bye, Sama. Bye-bye. See you later.
All right, I'm going to do it, okay? I'm going to sing a little softly so I don't, I'm in an office space right now. To think, oh, we are stars. Then I think that you're the biggest star of all. To dream of all we can do. Don't you know that I always believed in you? So free yourself of the past and scream, baby, let it all out. Just believe and let it shine. Can't you see that you're divine? Well, it's late and you're afar, and I know the world has crashed on you. It tears you apart, but it's not, no, it's not too late to begin. Just hold your ground, make them proud, 'cause it's your turn to win. So free yourself of the past and scream, honey, let it all out. Just believe and let it shine. Can't you see that you're divine? Can't you see you're divine? Yeah, well, believe in yourself, be the light. Take my hand, it'll be alright. Don't you worry now, don't you worry now, 'cause you got this one, you can make it somehow. Hold my hand, feel your heart, take a stand, just make a start. Don't you worry now, don't you worry now. Ooh. So free yourself of the past and scream, just let it all out. Just believe and let it shine. Can't you see you're divine? Can't you see you're divine? Right.
It's kind of like this. There's all these people out there that are clapping for you right now. And you know what? You did not hit the highest notes, because usually when you're high notes, you're like not screaming, but you're like belting it out really loud.
I sang it pretty softly.
Right.
I wouldn't
Yes, you did.
but it was a nice soft,
It was a very nice song.
nice soft version. So thanks for listening. Thanks, Sparkle.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, that song's on Spotify if you want to check it out.
Actually, you know what? Carl was like, "All your songs are great." Carl actually listened to all the songs on Spotify.
That's
So
cool.
here we go. Oh, he wants to know if he can play. Let's see here. Can I play some of these tracks on my Facebook Lives? He has Facebook Lives all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Love that.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, because I said, Sparkle, you missed it. I cried at the beginning.
Oh, thanks.
It's Friday. I know. She's like, it's okay. Sparkle is really special. She actually has her own.
Wow.
She actually has her own mission too, and so she's actually helping people overcome addiction.
Helping with what?
With addiction, she's helping people.
Oh, that's great. I love that. I love that. I used to have my addiction struggles, and so that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. She specializes. She's actually in corporate America, and we can talk about this later, but everything from alcohol, didn't really like the alcohol, kind of like you. And then, but I don't know about the cocaine part with you. I don't think you were doing that, but actually it turned into that. So
a lot was going on back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a little bit more recent, but yeah, she so she's very, oh, you just got a great voice. So my friend Nancy. Oh, Nancy. Yeah, Nancy's on next Friday. Nancy, I cried again. Sorry. I don't think I'll cry on hers.
Oh no.
So yeah, I know, right? But yeah, so I'm so happy that you came today. And I really want to tell people they can follow you on Instagram.
Yeah, please. My name, it's Hyland, just Hyland Church. I'm on Instagram. Please follow me. You can always message me. I'd love to talk to you. And I'm on, just hit me up. I'm on Facebook too. So that would be great.
So you're Hyland Church on Facebook or Hyland Church Music?
Both. My personal page is Hyland Church, and then I have the artist page, which is Hyland Church Music.
Okay.
Both.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love to connect with anyone, especially anyone that listened today. That'd be great.
And the thing is, people will listen on the replay. Like I was saying, and you know this, I don't even know how long you've been back at work. Because I know California's kind of.
Yeah, we've been back here for about actually a year ago. I was only down for about 3 full months. I was at home when all that.
Is it more because you wanted to, or?
That's funny, Carl. Yeah, I have a rock song coming out in about a month. Sure, that's definitely going to be a rock one. but yeah, I was down for like 3 months, but we've been working for a while.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. And I'm happy that you're healthy. That was my one thing. I was like, please tell me that you're healthy.
Yeah.
I guess it would just.
Thank you. I have my regimen every day, my supplements, my stuff, and just, keeping low stress and
I swear that's why I've stayed healthy. It's because of the supplements. And I don't know if people really believe that's really why things are staying good for me on the positive side, right? Just because I think if we were taking care of ourselves before and after, actually when this hit, but just over a year ago, big time, that's when I really started hitting it hard. Yeah. So, everybody's like, wee. Yeah. And Nancy just said, music for health too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you. Well, again, I apologize for my sobs. I was like, I'll just do it. You're like, what? I know. That was
cool. We've talked and stuff, but we haven't really kind of like seen each other like this for a long time. No. This is cool.
Yeah, it's really fun. Because, gosh, I haven't been back there in years now. It's been a really long time. Yeah. So I would like to come back, but I don't know how I feel about flying right now.
Yeah, I hear it. Maybe after a while.
Yeah, I love it. In a little bit when this all hopefully blows over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I adore you, Hyland. Thank you so much for spending the time with us today. And I know your boss might go, excuse me, what are you doing? You're like, I just needed to have a little music break.
I think everything's good, and I have my own office in here, so it was pretty quiet. But yeah, love you so much, and
I love you too. Thank you.
your listeners seem really awesome and cool. So I'm glad we could all do this today. It's cool. Thank you.
Probably all logged in just to see me cry again. Thank you, everybody. I'm just kidding. I'm not a pretty crier, you know that. I'm not oh, I'm a movie star crier. That's not. Yeah, just because I lived in LA and Beverly Hills does not mean I'm a movie star crier.
You got to do it for real. Forget all that. Be real.
Yeah, exactly. So, oh, look at Carl.
Yeah.
I know good people. I do know good people, actually. Here comes Hyland, or not Hyland. Here comes Carl again. He just said that little chat tuned. Thanks for that was great. And honestly, Carl's like, I'm napping right now, and I'm like, you know what? I know it's really late over there, but he's he loves music. So I know he'd love you. So thank you so much. I love you. I really do, and I want to see you as soon as I can.
Okay, that would be
drive there.
All right.
Right. Bye. Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Do #replay if you're watching replay.